Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, and my players as always. Have I cut out yet? You will let me know.
Nope.
I don't think I'm going to put money on it won't today, because it was working when we were all in chat talking. So, I think. Hello and welcome everyone back to the Dark Heresy game we've all been looking forwards to. So, in the last episode, we had the minor noble, Victoria Nightshade. Why do I feel as if I'm saying if that's wrong? No, it is Victoria Nightshade. The leader of it's not bollocks. It's Ceres Nightshade. I don't know why I got that wrong. Ceres Nightshade came down from the upper spire to grace us with her appearance. The players learnt a few details of what's been going on up with the nobles, and that's pretty much that. They had a little discussion, and and yeah, pretty much all we did last time. However, is there anything the players want to do the night before they go to the Skolam Terrenia? Any last minute things that you were like, oh shit, we could use this to try and...
I mean, some spy gear, but I don't think we'll be able to get it in one night from the rogue traders.
I do believe that Mordecai, do you still have my picture capture or vid capture?
Yes, I think maybe, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So your vid cap, you should have a vid capture, maybe a pic capture as well, whatever your one was. We should have those. We need the robes. We have the robes and everything already, don't we?
Yes, or at least we had ordered them.
Just to confirm, which gear was allowed? Was the shield and the stun button allowed? I don't remember anymore.
So, you're going to a Skolam under the pretenses of the Ecclesiarchy.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Ecclesiarchy you have.
Do we have one of those incense burners?
Yes, you have all the paraphernalia that would go along with being escorts, monks, priests, this kind of... You're not going in with armor. I mean, only
No.
You can, Liliana, because you invested early on into advanced chainmail. But like, there's no armor, there's no weapons. Like, you can have like a club with you. You can, you know,
Our buttons were fine, if I'm correct.
yeah, a beating stick is perfectly reasonable. You know, maybe a pocket snub nose revolver. You know, something very small that you can conceal, which is last resort's kind of weaponry. You can't really go in heavily armed.
I'm not going to be going heavily armored. It's just that I don't remember which weapons were okay. Like, I remember the beating stick, the Punisher baton being okay. It's just that I don't remember what else.
Yeah, it's very much you're going in disguise. So as long as
That's a last resort, regardless.
As long as it fits in with the Ecclesiarchy, then there's an argument for it. A sword is definitely something you would not see on a priest, but you might see it on the preacher. You know, if Festus were to walk in with a chainsword, they wouldn't frown on him on it so much, because that's what he might have used during his time, or a bolt pistol or something. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any of them. He has a stick, as far as I'm aware.
So wait, he was a former like Ministorum combat priest, right?
Yeah, he was a combat priest. I've just noticed something on the settings for this stream. I'm making a note, but I don't have any paper. I want to besmirch with something, such things of such minor needs. So I'm just doing it on a medical.
Yeah. That is no longer non-stop rounds. And I can give him my. I'm going to give him my Stormchild hand cannon to carry in. I don't expect him to use it, but just in case shit does hit the fan, he'll have it on hand, and I get it off him.
Sure, no, he can do that.
I'm going with the mesh armor and a stun baton. Well, the Punisher baton.
I do have a very specific new item, didn't I? Cool.
Would the shock maul be something you'd probably see on them or no? You said club, kind of a club, but
You might see it on like the creature's like right hand man. Like there might be one individual who has a better weapon to protect the preacher.
yeah, he's not going to want me to be his right hand man. That's that idea. It's fine. Who needs weapons when you have psychic powers?
I mean,
Oh boy.
Oh, sorry.
I
Festus
mean,
has a
you could-
warhammer as a weapon. He has a staff, a
Pardon?
warhammer. Festus has a staff, a warhammer, and a stub revolver as a weapon.
Stop.
Oh,
He's got
actually,
my
pretty much should.
hand cannon now.
he actually has a servo skull. I forgot about this. He has a loud hauler servo skull.
To be fair, I should also have a staff, but I just have never actually put it into a fight, into a weapon profile, because there's no point.
What was that item I got last time? It was something to do with my.
Oh, you got the pistol from your home regiment.
No. There was something very specific we got for this.
I remember asking for a sledgehammer, but other than that, not much.
I do remember you asking for a sledgehammer and being shot down immediately because why the fuck would you have a sledgehammer?
I mean, it's something for a rainy day, you know?
What's that thing called? Oh, there's Scoridia.
Oh, right, yeah. The pages that you've got. Yep.
No. The Scoridia is the whip.
Oh, right, yes. No, so
It's
that's part of the paraphernalia that you guys have
Yep.
on you. So, like the sensor burners, the robes, the scoralalia.
Yeah, so I'm taking that and having it's basically like a
It's a
flagellance.
cat and nine tails.
It's a
basically,
flagellance
isn't it?
cat of nine tails, so it's like for self-flagellation. So I'm having that wrapped around my arm. It's not terribly strong, but it has a very specific use that I can make use of.
Yeah, technically, because you'd all be at breakfast. Well, basically, on the morning of that day, Festus wakes you up fucking early, like stupidly early. He has gone through with you over the past couple of days, like basically hymns and sermons. Like as you're walking along, you're meant to say these words in High Gothic, which basically translates to praise the Emperor, praise him in all his glory, blah blah blah. And he kind of takes you through what would be your roles as underlings in this endeavor. Now, technically, you can have a member of the administratum with you to do as an advisor and as a pen pusher to write down, start the documentation process, things like that. But if you wished, one of you could technically go disguised as that. don't think any of you really fit the bill. Fit the bill as a pen pusher, but
We have a former researcher. Okay.
you try.
Or we could just bring the actual adept.
Oh,
mean-
so I believe she's doing something. Wanted her to do a couple of things.
Yeah, certainly try to be a pencil pusher. I mean, I was just going to try to stay in the back with my hood up because they know my face, but you know.
Yeah, well, that's actually another thing. I could give you another whip with the disguise kit, or attempting to disguise your face again.
I mean, I can shapeshift you if you need to.
That works too.
Either would be good. Yeah, I can try and be a a pencil pusher.
If I'm correct, Luna is coming with us, right? Not Luna. Fuck. Winters. Right?
I have a plasma gun strapped to my back. I don't think that's a good idea.
You can't be a hunchback. I think we talked about this. Oh,
It's entirely up to the players to decide what they would like to do. However, I can recommend that going is better.
There was a the device we need fitted, wasn't there? Right?
Who's the device fitted to? You mean to Winters?
I'm sorry. I think someone has a phone close to their mic because I keep hearing popping. Can you guys hear that too?
Yeah, I'm hearing a bit of popping too.
Me too.
Um. Okay. Nothing else is really coming to mind at the moment. Shit. What do you guys think?
Go for it.
Chiral Inquisition.
So I believe the tech use was essentially you guys can't hack anything. You can't go into any terminals. You don't have tech use.
I do know Matt.
But I think that was the reason you wanted Winters along.
I mean, if you show me how to do something on a terminal, I can do it with Technomat. Technomat isn't knowledge about why I'm doing it. It's more just, oh yeah, so this is how it's done in the book. This is how I did it.
It's been a very long while, but didn't one of us have tech use? Other than, what do I call it? Other
think
than
so.
Winters?
I think you were going to buy it, actually.
Was I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were gonna buy it.
I mean, I guess I can buy it then. If the priest isn't telling me I can buy it, then she can just tell me what to do.
I
Throw
think
the
it's a
three in my
horrible
head.
idea to bring me along because if anyone gets suspicious about me, which they're inevitably going to get sooner or later, I'm fucked. To be fair, I will also have the biggest weapon in the room, but that won't help me much.
I mean,
surprised.
I do have a power called Erasure, which basically can erase people's minds for a second. And I also have suggestions. So, like, people look at you and think you're, weird. You can always just say, no, she's fine. You checked her before, remember? It's gonna be like, if he fails, that is. It's gonna be like, oh yeah.
What?
Suggestion. That's exactly it.
Coming or not?
We need a techie. I
May
mean,
need
if
to
we,
take you.
I guess if I go as Ministorum, not Ministorum. Is it Ministorum?
Administratum.
Administratum. We're Ministorum.
Administratum. Then we can probably blag a tech priest as well to be a bit more of an all-round.
I mean, you're going to be
Like,
in.
we're like,
You're going to have heavy robes over you.
yeah.
So you don't actually have. I will point out you don't have a disguise for Administorum. So you'd have to go out like last minute and try and round that up. Which isn't. It's not impossible, you know. Just some drab robes of the Administratum. It's not going to be something shockingly hard to get hold of.
I think we all just go as priests, honestly. Fuck
Yeah.
And I was going to point
If it
out,
comes to it, you can.
to have all three there would be far more what's going on than just two of the Adeptus.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, probably, yeah, just all go as priests. /
At
peon.
least adepts, or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is. Just stick the heavy robes over you, Winter. Stop complaining.
No one's going to poke too closely at you. See the gerbils inside.
No, don't you fucking start.
So, did anyone want to
I have
roll
a whip.
disguise to assist with your all-round appearance? So this is just making tweaks to the group. So this will just help with a group.
Just double check there. I think there is a bonus. Might be wrong.
What do you use for disguising?
Disguise is deceive, if I remember correctly.
I believe you were right.
I can help because I have the C. So
Hang on. Let me just get up those. Let me just get up the skills again.
Liliana, didn't you buy a disguise kit? Like, shouldn't that be in your inventory?
One of us did. I don't remember where.
I'm pretty sure it was you, Darius.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was either you or...
Yeah.
I have
What's this?
makeup kits and shit
Okay,
like
so-
that I can use, but
You have that, which we used, but then we also need the actual disguise kit itself. I don't remember if I did.
I'm sure Liliana bought it. I'm sure it's
Yes,
in
I-
Liliana's fucking inventory.
I mean, I have a good quality disguise kit, a common quality makeup, common quality disguise
Oh
kit.
boy. So I don't get to roll. This
No,
does.
I rolled. You just tell me your target.
Yes.
And you have to keep it secret. So we don't know how good my deceive is. If you have deceive as well, you can give me a +10. And then plus whatever we need for the makeup and disguise kit.
I do have a good quality disguise kit, so I'd say we use that. It still has 10 charges. And I do have the C, so I can also give you a +10.
So where's the
Besides,
disguise kit? Is that under consumables?
I believe it's under tools.
Tools. I still need to get myself a excruciator. 'Cause why not? Forgery kit, disguise kit. Where the fuck is disguise?
I think it was. God, it's been so long.
Yeah, it has been a while.
Disguise kit, it's under tools.
Tools.
There you go. I'm just gonna print the thingy.
If you're in the chat, put it in. What do you call it?
Nipple?
So we have a good quality.
Yep. And a common quality. We have both. It's me. Come on.
So
Okay.
I'm guessing that's a +30.
Sweet.
Hang on.
Is that a
No, +20.
So I can't roll it. Like I said, you have to roll
So
this
it's-
secretly, technically.
So yeah, so it's good quality, so it's a +20. So what's your target? Because you got a +30 with Liliana's.
+10 overall, or +30 overall with Liliana's assistance, and my deceive is +1 tick, which is 47.
It might be better for me to do it then, and you help me because my fellowship is 50.
Sure.
And this thing also won't take, 80% chance instead of 77.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, that number.
Are you sure you don't want it to be 77? We might get lucky.
It
Who wants to be our fucking go-to
69,
number
sure,
now?
but no.
Okay, so this is on Liliana then.
Yeah. So take note of that. That is our secret disguise roll. If anyone begins to doubt us, they have to roll against that. So it's probably 100, isn't it?
Can I doubt us?
Oh boy.
I always find it weird that you don't really ever have an idea of how bad it is.
I mean, we look at each other and we go, okay, it looks. I think we got it.
Heresy doubts it, so I guess it. I don't know.
Press
I guess
F in
it's-
chat to doubt. No.
Isn't X to doubt?
Well, you know, there's F's for another reason as well. So
Oh my.
Press
This
F.
does, this does not inspire confidence.
So, anyway, what's done is done. If you want to be extra sure, you can always, ask Liliana to fuck up your face with psychic powers.
It's not technically fucking up your face. It's
Fuck up your face with
that.
psychic powers.
Because I can control what happens. And it's actually up to me, not, secret dice.
It's not hands, it's psychic hands. Totally different.
Yeah.
That's worse.
No, Darius is refusing that outright on principle. So,
Fucking blunt.
fucking twist.
You see, that's why I don't say that. You see, it's just a delicate touch from me.
if anyone who wanted to post anything in chat and was like, I would, but I can't because it's disabled. I don't know. It disabled itself. And now I don't see the option to undisable it. So for now, yeah, I don't know. It's just like,
Wait, what?
no. But it's telling me that chat's disabled.
Yeah, the live stream chat is disabled.
And
Oh.
yet it's never been disabled before.
Is it because we said the no words too early?
Can't be. Yeah, I haven't disabled it. Someone did. Evil bastards. So yeah, you'll have to leave a comment after the stream is done. Sadness. Oh well. Moving on. So yeah, you've gone around. Basically, the group's got all in their robes, and as they're swinging the censer, you're like, no, hunch over more. Pull the hood down more. Do your prayers a little bit louder, and Tech Priest, Tech Winters, can you augment your weapon to tuck in a bit tighter around the pit? Yeah, more like that, so it looks a bit more hunched like, and you come along with a bit of wad up into the robe around the weapon. So like, yeah, it looks more hunched now. It's far more as if they're grotesquely deformed. Much better.
Fortunately, I can't change my tone, I suppose. But...
No, they just pull the robe a little bit further over, hide all the augments. Yeah, that looks good enough.
Oh wait, that's my armor. I got the wrong way around again.
So Festus, looking round at you in kind of a little bit of shock, just like tear maybe runs down his cheek as he remembers the good old days before he was stuck doing this shit. He raises his staff up with the Imperial Aquila atop it. So he is not going to take a weapon with him. Not any of his except from his staff. So technically, he can have a warhammer on his hip or a chainsword. A warhammer was his weapon of choice, but technically, like I said, it wouldn't be out of place for him to have a chainsword at his hip. He has Darius's pistol, so he can't really take in any more pistol like well, I suppose he could take in one more and get
I
away
mean, we
with it.
could stash a pistol under our robes if they're that thick.
Oh, by all means, you can hide weapons under your robes, and you do have an innate bonus towards it. And if you have a concealed holster or a compact weapon, that all adds to it.
I have a compact stead holder.
Then it's a compact weapon, so there's a -20 to it being seen.
Can I put a pistol in my clothes?
Here's the thing: you can put a pistol in your cloaks, but you only have the innate concealment bonus. Whereas this is why you'd want compact and concealed holsters and things like this.
So
Garrus,
yeah,
you
I'm gonna
take yours with you, yes, and hide it.
So yeah, I'm stashing my stead holder. If shit hits the fan, I'm giving that to you, Albie, because that's a fucking rifle.
I mean, technically speaking, I have a choker with a hidden compartment for garrote. Not that you guys remember me of that.
I do.
Yeah, but that's next to useless in most cases. You could have that in your pocket.
Ooh. My stead holder's suppressed as well.
I don't think I can bring my sword king along.
No.
No.
It's okay. It's totally okay.
So I will point out, if you've got your weapons concealed, even if you have quick draw, it's going to take a full action to get the stead holder out, because you're basically going to have to either put that down your trouser leg or along your spine or somewhere. You know, it's going to be awkward to get it. It's going to be two actions if you don't have quick draw. For a pistol, if you have quick draw, it's still going to be a half action to get it out from under the robes and out of concealment. If you don't have it, it'll be a full action. And that goes for pretty much every weapon, unless it's compact. No, unless it's in a concealed holster. I believe it's the concealed holster takes away some of the drawing penalty for being concealed.
Okay. That makes sense.
So you're going to try and sneak in the stead holder rifle, which is compact. Any other weapons trying to be snuck in, or whoever's carrying them. If you need a melee weapon, like I said, Festus can take a melee weapon in. Otherwise, it's just knowing who's taking pistols in.
For reference, this is what a stead holder would look like. Compact.
It's basically a shortened repeater rifle, isn't it?
It's a mare's leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you post it?
In Inquisitorial Profiteers. Or
that looks awfully like a Lee Enfield.
Only with a suppressor at the end.
Only it's got a suppressor at the end, yes.
I don't think that a suppressor would matter. You need to make that barrel much longer.
Look how small.
Remember, it's 40k.
What do you mean to make it work? This is a production-made rifle, Albie.
The suppressor.
Oh, it's for the suppressor? Oh, yeah.
What round is the chamber in? 0.308?
Remember,
or 0.333?
It's 40k, dude.
It doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter what round it is. It's 40k. The suppressor works. It's a tabletop game.
Fair enough. Sorry for trying to be illogical.
No, it's all right. It's just, I know it's not our world suppressors. It's made out of 40k materials. So, yeah.
An obtinium.
Yeah, I know the one.
It has an integrated suppressor now, fucking.
Yes, there you go.
So, is that all the stuff you want to try and sneak in? Obviously, Winter's weapons don't actually come off, so that's that's why it looks like a hump now.
You could ask him to take the shock maul as well, because he's not taking his Warhammer.
He won't give it back to me. He hates me. Someone else needs to ask him.
It doesn't matter if he hates you. This is a mission set out by our Inquisitor. Doesn't matter shit if he hates you. He has to do it. We're a team. He's even said it himself. If we come back killing each other, he's going to kill all of us regardless.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'm going to try and get him to take in my shock move then.
I'm only going to be bringing my beating stick.
I will stand behind Mordecai as he asks, like a big brother.
Actually,
You can take that.
does the sensor have a damage dice?
No. It's purely there for. Well, yeah. So it does. It's an improvised weapon, which all improvised weapons are, I believe, 1d10 minus 3.
1d10 minus 2. Primitive and unbalanced.
I'll keep the Punisher battle.
Currently, I just have a Punisher button on me until I need my other gear.
I mean, I specifically remember this saying that a beating stick, like a Punisher baton, was okay because,
Yeah.
the masses come over and we have to beat them away from our priest.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. That's completely acceptable.
So, no, I've got my pick recorder on me, so I've got my pick recorder stash in my robes as well.
Oh yeah, and I have mine in mine.
Pick recorder, lighter, lamp pack. I'm gonna take the Salvation Augur as well. So that's something you have to take note of this, because I believe that is if there's like poison gas or some shit like that. Where is Salvation Augur? Salvation Augur.
So if you
Salvation
walk
Augur
into
basic.
radiated
So
areas, it's one of those little detectors, right? That goes off.
Yep.
Makes noise when
if it detects radiation, airborne toxins, pollutants, or other dangerous airborne chemicals, it just starts beeping.
Yep, sure.
It can't specify what it is unless I get the advanced one, which is like.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing that miners have when they go down into. Yeah, I know what it is. Cool.
It's a more advanced canary.
So, is everyone ready as you gather up polished, shiny?
Fucking hell!
That was very loud.
I'm going
That was
take
very
that.
loud.
Yes.
Sorry, that was my bad.
So, you jump into your truck. You drive up to the upper hive. You're basically, as a reminder, the Skolam is on the border between the upper hive and middle hive, basically.
Mm-hmm.
No, we'll just go over to the map. Oh, why not? We'll go over to here. So, as a reminder, this is the Skolam weird book.
Yep.
So, yeah, on the border. So,
Totally not anything to do with the rest of the acid drive.
No. So I imagine you would drop the truck off a little bit away from your target location, and then walk on off actual Skolam itself. So, if you'd like to put your tokens on in the red box there.
Oh, shit. Hang on. I may have dropped 2 of me.
Now who's the twist?
Is cloning a twist?
There's 2 of me to beat you.
That's okay. It means one I can turn into a human candle, and there's still leftovers.
I don't suppose I can bring my cogitator along.
Cogitator!
No, you're cogitator.
Servo skull.
Fucking carried around a desktop PC. Hey! Nothing conspicuous about this.
I mean, backpack VR PC.
What servo skull
No.
was your one? It was an auger, wasn't it?
Yes.
No, because you haven't had time to refit it to like carry a candle. Like you could have refitted it to carry a candle, to to carry a piece of scroll whilst being an augur one. But you guys are literally getting into the truck going, oh, can I do... No. Late.
No, it is. I just realized it.
But yeah, you could have done if you
Organize
had
yourselves.
changed it. As it is now.
Right. Festus is the front, so Mordecai might take a step to the side. Winters, get in the fucking middle. No. Hang on. Take up. Yeah. Ezio take up the rear. Liliana, Mordecai take a flank, or flank Winters.
When you say take the rear and flank, which orientation are you going?
So
from?
we're going this way. We're going into the base. Or we're going into this thing, okay? So Winters is going to be... Actually, move back a little bit.
Yeah.
So Festus is going to be at the front. Liliana swap with Winters.
I think it's for the best if
Sure.
Winters is
We
in
could
the
do something
middle.
like this and have Festus over here.
Yeah.
Sure. Festus. I need to be close to Festus to get my gun. So.
Yeah, and I need to be close for
Then
the shot.
Yeah,
trade
so-
with me. There you go. Just go,
Yes,
go,
there
go
you go.
right. There you go. There you go. There. No, just have
Festus
Festus
over
over
here.
here.
Festus, stop phasing into the pillar.
Come on,
sorry,
Festus.
I was in my own world, praising the God Emperor as I do sometimes.
Praise him. Praise him.
Live forces are moving. I am powerless to do anything about them. I feel the air's changing. Yes. Right. What are we doing again? Oh yes. Right, in processional, he wraps his staff upon the very dilapidated wooden doors. Although they are real wood, you can definitely see bits come flying off when Vestas Imperial Aquila hits into the higher corners of it. The door is opened by a individual who is in a grey robe, much like Ezio saw leading the children out most days. You can't quite tell their build. They're stood quite tall. Face looks middle-aged, on the other side of middle-aged. Yes, you from the ecclesiarchy. Yes, I am Festus. Here are my documents. He hands over a data slate. Individual takes it, looks it over, looks over to someone else, and then pulls the door right open, and it seems to catch as he goes over to the other side and pulls the other door open, and it seems to catch and hold itself. Yes, please come on in. Welcome to Skolam Terrenia. One of our teachers will be here soon to allow you to carry on with your inspection. Oh, yes, the data slate, please. I wish to run it through the computers, make sure the cognites, and make sure that it's all above board. Well, of course it is. Very well. We'll see no wrong with my document or anything to do with my meeting here today. Come along. We will not stand out in the hive's weathers. Who will be taking us around again? A teacher, you said? Yes, future Mandrus, I believe. He has the time to spare and the knowledge to keep you satisfied.
Just doing this generically. I'm just doing this generically to watch his body language. Ooh. Oh, god damn it, I wasted one.
You
did
just had to
indeed.
waste it, didn't you?
Okay, so as you come in, Darius, you would notice, like, again, keeping, your head down, but they are scrutinizing you all quite heavily. As each one of you comes into the building, he scans over your token as it enters the building.
Hint, hint. There you go.
So yes, as everyone
Noises.
as everyone enters the buildings, you can see that they scan you visually quite intensely. Both of the rigorists who are stood at the door. I do apologize, Festus, but a few months back we had some vandals find their way in here. Due to that, we've had to raise our security measures. You'll understand there is a gene sniffer installed. That shouldn't be a problem for it. Well, no, at all. You may check my my gene sample, and you'll find that I am registered to the most glorious and honourable administrorum. No,
Ministorum administratum.
yeah, because there's also the munitorum as well, which is army. Oh,
Yeah.
it gets so confusing sometimes. Most glorious ministorum. Well, oh, very well. As long as your gene sample comes back, I can assure you, you may take it this instant. He goes over to the desk. There's a little bit of back and forth between Festus and the rigorist, as the rigorist brings forth a device and scans over Festus. You are left waiting for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Tell you within the 5-minute mark, the rigorist does give a nod of approval to Festus. However, Darius, in this 5 minutes where there's some back and forth between Festus and one of the rigorists, you get a little bit more time to scrutinize how the other one's walking, how the robes are clinging to him. They're definitely strong and able-bodied. Mm-hmm. It appears as if you can, but they're not hiding it. They have I want to get this right. I think they have a Punisher baton as well, but it might be a oh no, I think it's a shock baton actually.
Oh, okay.
Where did I put them again? That's where I put them. Rigorists.
Oh.
Huh.
Ah, no, sorry. They have a cane, rather.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a cane with an elegant handle, metal handle, that leads down to quite the whipping point. You got 4 degrees, so I'll give it to you. There's something metallic that spins, that is. It's basically engraved. Imagine a whip some like leather that's been wrapped around a metal probe. You could just make out that there's a little bit of metal that runs through the inside of this. It's like a rawhide cane. If you think it's meant to have a bit of flex to it, so it's not meant to beat the shit out of people. It's meant to hurt them. But you see that glimpse of metal running through and a metal handle, and you're like,
Monofilament?
maybe that's not just a whipping stick.
It's a bang stick.
And I can also tell you, you sneaky little ruffian, you, with 4 degrees, you actually beat their concealed weapons concealment.
I was not even 4 degrees though.
You did. You got scrutiny 4 degrees.
Yeah, that's 4
It's
additional.
5.
Oh, sorry,
Plus 1 for
5.
success, and then
Yeah,
plus
and
1
then-
for fucking crit.
Yes, you got 6 degrees. So you can see that at least the one who is stood, this one here, because you can see his below his waist, you can see a round device, like it's disc shaped device, that's attached to his hip underneath the robes, obviously. It's definitely a concealed weapon of some description. Give me an intelligence test with a +30. I'll be generous, a +40. It was something that you would.
Imperial Guard or
Oh
Tactical
no, this
Imperial,
is
that's my
intelligence, because this is for you for
Oh, just-
remembering
oh, okay.
something. Yeah. It was a long time ago. It was in the campaign, but
Wow, okay. I think this is important information to have. I will fate point it.
wow, and the target 77.
Yep. Wow, okay, just get rid of fucking 94 and 99.
It's around.
Uh.
You're not quite. It's umming at your brain, but yeah, it seems to definitely be where you would put a pistol like firearm.
I think I know what it is, but character I don't. So I'll not bring it up.
But that's pretty much all you see on the rigorist.
I might clear my rolls just to be on the safe side.
So another 14, a 16, a 19, and a 4.
And then 100.
A 75 and 100, but still some good dice there that went into the ether. So
Oh well.
after another 10 minutes go by, 5 minutes to go by, the door opens up, and you can see a very old individual. He has a small hunch on his back. His fingertips are almost black, or they're blackened from oil wells. He has a pair of glasses on, but he also has an augmetic onto the side of his head that has additional magnification lenses. That's the word I'm looking for. Lenses that can come down and magnify his eyesight even more. He has that on both sides. Are you the ecclesiastical representatives for this inspection? Yes, I am Festus, and this is my party. Here for the inspection. Oh, very good. It has been too long since we have had an official come by and observe our good works here. I am Sure, we have not been lax in our duties, just many skolams that need to be surveyed. There's some pleasantries that go back and forth, and ramblings of a very old man. You'd notice that his robes are more of a darker mahogany. There's just this tinge of red that goes through them, through his robes. They do seem of a finer quality than the rigorists. He walks with a proper old man cane stick. Where would you like to go to first? Estes looks at the rest of you all.
Right.
Perhaps we should inspect the living quarters of the children.
I
Father.
think this foyer, then the church. Well, they know the thing's coming, so they've probably already done the church.
It was a convenient gene sniffing. Long enough to hide things.
No, they've known about this inspection for a while.
That too.
Yeah, we'll do what you do. The quarters, then the church. How about that?
Sounds good.
Very well, then follow me.
Have I met this man before?
Excuse me, follow me, yes. He very, very slowly, like when he gets to the steps, it takes him a good 3 or 4 moments to just, I'm so old.
Yep. This is another stalling thing, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll scrutiny just to see who's actually.
Yeah.
I mean, he is an old
sprag.
man. Like,
Yeah, but this is 40k.
Yeah.
Is he a scene stealer?
I'm gonna roll
It's
scrutiny,
inquiry,
yes.
right? Or
No,
It's
Oh.
scrutiny. Scrutiny, fellowship, or perception. But you do need to tell me which one it is.
Fellowship I'm going to be going with, because fellowship is from just ascertain if he's being a good actor or not.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for perception to kind of like see if he is just being slow, slow kind of thing.
oh god, this is off to a great start.
Hold up. I think
I would also like to try Sinisians because
Wow.
use a fate point.
reaction.
I'm using a fate point.
Well, you're
Jesus!
person than me.
Yeah, this is off to a fantastic start.
My dice. The dice gods hate me for some reason.
Completely pointless Sinisians roll, but I do it as a free action and I'll do it whenever I can.
And you get a fucking 7 for it.
And I get a fucking 7 for it. You all have absolutely fuck all idea what this dude is doing.
At least you know he's not psychic.
He very, very slowly just makes his way along, mumbling and grumbling at times, huffing and puffing, about how the world changes so quickly. How he used to be a young man once, but then he took an arrow to the knee. I mean, he spent his time in a Skolam. Now he's proud to teach the new generation calculus. Yes, calculus.
The other just thinks he's super fucking old.
And yes, it takes him quite some time to wander his fat old ass over to the dormitory. So, we zoom out a little bit. You'll notice. Well, everyone get in a pile in the red square. I shall teleport you over.
Oh, the fastest.
Pick up the box. God damn it! I picked up the box.
Nice. Left the old man behind.
Get rid of the box.
Oh, wait, no, he
Yeah,
teleported
just-
ahead of us.
We just say fuck it and keep going.
Probably.
Without it.
So
Oh, there are two of them.
the
It's multiplying.
old men are professors. I'm not putting in a million different professors. All share one token. As one moment, please. As you can see, we have multiple buildings connected to one in the grounds for the children. Yes, I can see. And each side is for each gender. Is the Ministorum's requests? Yes, of course. Although, one moment, we seem to have some ladies in the boys. Boys in the ladies. I don't have that. Oh, that's better. So the old man leads you into the building. You can see, I do apologize, I'm not doing entire maps for eating and so on and so forth. You can see here that this is both a dining area and a private study area for the children. There would be a number of, and this is also a very confusing map. I believe it's down a level. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So you're currently stood above the children looking down, and it's basically a load of tables where they're currently doing studies. Also, a bit of a size issue. These green buildings, these green rooms, as you look into there, they are orphan-style bedrooms. So you've got not a bunk bed, but a thread bed, rice bed. I don't know. There's 3 bunk beds lining up up the walls. Really packing them in to each room. So the old man is basically going to be chatting to Festus for a moment. Is there anything you lot want to do separately? You can, Winters, do what you posted. I can either keep you posted on if it changes, or you have to roll actively. So it's up to you which one you want to do, passively or actively.
Active.
Okay, so just roll every now and then. You don't notice anything. It seems all normal.
Is there a quiet corner I could slip into for just a few moments?
The bedrooms are quiet at the moment. There aren't any children.
Is there anyone in them?
there. No. And you've got to the Skolam at around like 11 o'clock. So some of the children would be getting brought in to have their lunch now.
And
they'd all be
this is the male dorms, correct?
Yes, this side is the males, and in this room there's like 30 or 40 bunks to bunk beds.
Okay. So, can I get on the group comms and make a very quiet contact to? Let me see. Where is his name? Dario. For any information on the male dorms and the church at the moment.
Do you want to com who?
Dario, the ninja.
Ah, okay. There's no response.
You social piece of shit. I thought I was bad.
You are bad.
Yes, but yeah. Okay, I'll just look around. Yeah, why not? I'll make an awareness test in here just to see what's about. Why not?
I want to do
Do I see
I want-
anything special?
Okay, so Ezio, as you're kind of on the balcony looking down at the children, kind of, sort of, you can see that there's a tutor in front of them, on a it's basically like a stage, and the tutor's raised up and he's scrutinizing the children as they're doing their studies, and every now and then you can hear him shout out like, John, don't pass notes. Mark, you don't draw in the books. And every now and then he calls out a very simple Sam. Very simple names. However, the two tutors, the two teachers that you can see, both seem to be doing their jobs. And as you can see, the one that's talking to Festus, he is genuinely going over, like, Festus is asking the itinerary for, classrooms, when they start, what happens when, where, and he's saying, like, where we start with morning prayers to the God Emperor, where we go into the chapel, we then go and have breakfast, we then wash, have breakfast, do our first lessons, have another time to the Emperor, and Festus is taking notes on his data slate, but it all seems fairly normal and mundane. However, when you start looking down at the children, you start scrutinizing them the more. They seem to be very young. You'd expect that, but as you're looking at, they do seem all, like, you don't see many of the older ones, if any of the older ones, that you'd expect to see. So with Liliana, as you start looking around in the bedroom, there are no personal effects. There's no lockers. There's no anything. It's just a hard wooden floor with a it's a hard wooden floor with a threadbare carpet, which means that the carpet's been worn down to where there are no threads left in it in areas. It's just beds. Do you want to go rummaging around in the beds?
I wouldn't use the word rummage, but yes.
Okay, so give me a sleight of hand check. I'll give you a +20. This is to see how ruffled and how messy you leave the beds, because currently, it's like military boarding school. They're all tucked in. All the corners are done right. It looks as if the maid has just come in and done everything.
I mean, technically speaking, we're supposed to do that kind of shit, right? I don't have sleight of hand, so here it goes. Yeah, I expected as
Okay.
much.
So as you start, like, rummaging around, checking the corners and, lifting up the bed slightly, you're making a mess. The room is no longer spotless, everything in its place, okay? It's not great. So, you start turning pillows inside out. You start, Do you find anything? Strangely enough, no. You find no contraband, no snacks, no pencils, pens, drawings, nothing.
Sis.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Nope.
Huh. Not suspicious. Not at all. Can I? I'm gonna do a side instance check. Also, I apologize if you guys can hear the screaming in the background.
That was a good one.
It's just the kids screaming that you're going through their stuff.
It's actual background noise.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
I
weird
actually passed.
thing. It isn't. None of the kids are screaming here because they're well behaved. So with your Psyniscience, Lysiana, you don't sense any active abilities being cast. It's much like Mordecai's in the other side. There's nothing really going on psychically. So more talking between the old man and Festus. Or the tutor is, did you want to check anything else here? Or did you perhaps want to see the teaching halls? Festus kind of looks at you guys. Was there anything else you wanted to do here?
Maybe someone who's noticed the oddity should mention it to Festus.
Invited us to check the teaching hall, so we should do that. I mean, I found no contraband out of character. So maybe the tutors are just making sure to take all contraband all the time and keep checking the things. Yeah, I think it's unlikely, out of character, but still have to check.
Okay, so you just want to go to the halls?
I think we also should investigate their archives.
Very well. Grab you and you very, very slowly, inexorably make your way back to the building. Ah, beautiful Sunokun. I can drag you over.
Oh.
So, as Winters is not. So,
yeah.
As Winters comes out of the building, he has been inwardly looking upon her auger array. The tutor walks straight into her. He just collides as he's like, I shall take you to the other side of, and he walks straight into Winters.
Oh, fuck's sake. Bad time to do that, since,
But unfortunately, Winters was too preoccupied looking at the auger array.
Okay.
Details
I'll
coming
go
down her
to-
vision.
I'm going to go over and assist the preacher, and, did he fall over or anything else? I'm just going to go over and, steady him or whatever.
Yes, so he walks straight into her and bounces back. He doesn't quite topple, but his cane comes up into the air and he staggers back. Oh my! Apologies.
I'm gonna.
You're very
I'm gonna
hard.
send in between.
I would have tried to cover for Winters.
I'm going to stand in between the two of them. I'm going to grab the teacher's hand and say, "Are you okay, my son?"
My son.
Sir. Not son, sir.
I'm
Are you
fine.
okay?
You're not a priest, you're an adept.
That's very painful. Is that person made of stone? like walking into one of the pillars in the library.
Our fellow acolytes are very well built.
You could say that, yes.
Excuse, she seems to be lost in prayer at this moment. Did not pay attention. I apologize upon her behalf.
Give me a deceive roll. I'll give you a plus 20 because he's a differing old fool. And you've been quite respectful over it.
See, plus 20. Hang on. I think I hit dodge. I did actually click dodge. So. Please, no fool.
And Nuffle says... Maybe. ERB.
Oh, there you go.
Understandable. The God Emperor takes up a large chunk of all of our days. So solid. He walks away rubbing his face. But you're eventually all brought round into the main building. So kids here. In fact, actually, tell you what, we'll duplicate them. Fuck what happens to that. Copy. Paste. More children. More tutors. Didn't want that.
More old men.
More old men and small children. This can't go well. This can't go well. For consistency's sake, she'll pump a few more of them out. Yes, pump more unwanted children out. Oh, it's almost like reality. There we go. Right, so as you come in, you can hear one of the tutors talking about Imperial, basically the Imperial Creed, and going over the different saints of this world, the different saints of the greater Imperium. Very fortunate of us to arrive on a day when such lessons are in action, my good sir. Is the Imperial cult taught on these days every day, or is this a particular special one? Festus smiles upon at the tutor. The tutor doesn't have an explanation. He goes quite red.
I'm going to ask permission from Festus to step a little bit closer to the meetings or to the teachings.
I did forget. There are 2 rigorists in here as well.
Okay.
Sorry, so you called Festus over?
So yeah, I'm going to I pat Festus in the arm and ask, is it fine if I overlook their studies a little bit closer?
Yes. Check on their Imperial Creed. Question them a little. I've got two old men at once, mate. It makes my voice changes into an amalgamation of the 2 rather than sticking to one. No, go do that.
I'll go over a couple of tables there and look over their work and stuff. Scrutiny, awareness. I'll do a couple of them maybe.
Sure. You can do scrutiny, awareness. Scrutiny perception if you wish. But that's basically so you're not interacting with them. You roll it with fellowship, you're coming over and you're like asking a question or 2. Or...
I do want to just look first and then I want to ask a couple of questions. If that makes sense?
Sure, no, that's fine. Festus is going to try and basically drag the tutor over to the other tutor, and you'll notice that the class lecture that's being given basically comes to a halt as Festus starts talking to the other tutor.
Okay, so that gives me time to look at the books and everything else. Could I get a bonus for my own lessons with Festus?
I will give you a +10 on that one.
I need every fucking bonus I can get. Here we go. Wasn't made of Zetsu. Hang on.
I was just looking if he's
Oh, son of a bit. Oh,
being particularly nervous.
I don't mind. I'm going to use a fate point for this. Fucking,
Wow, the dice rolls.
yeah. Fucking dice rolls.
So
Hang
sure,
on.
you're looking over their shoulders and looking at
I'll go worse. Fuck's sake.
looking at the books that they're reading. They are in low Gothic, the books. And you can see that, yeah, it's basically, you can see that it's all a proper ecclesiarchal books for imperial citizens at school. So there's a very Gothic depiction of one of the imperial saints, and then there's a write-up next to it. And before the tutor had stopped the lecture, you can see that the page that there's, I mean, to be fair, it's probably a book shared by 2 students. You can see that yeah, if you quickly read the top, yep, that was the saint he was talking about, blah blah. And you kind of just move on to the next table, and then so on.
Okay.
I know I failed my perception check, but can I do another one? Because I'm trying to find teenagers and stuff like that. Because you said there were only small children.
So the children that are in this room now, much like the ones you saw before, in the region of 7 to 9.
Okay.
So you do need to move your token, Jim. I need to know where you're positioned on the map.
Hold up. Sorry about that. I was just doing that. Awareness check. Do it.
I love how yours and Ezio's token just perfectly at the same time, same spot.
As you do.
I hope the stream captured that. That was cool.
I don't think Heresy is back yet, so move your token to like there.
I hate my dice. I said that.
Okay.
Right.
Righto.
Since I've done like the looking over, can I do another fellowship one to see if I can talk to them?
Sure. You can ask some questions.
Oh.
Now, technically, this is getting clues from them. I think you can use clues from the crowd for this type of thing.
So I need to get that up for you real quick because I didn't actually write down a description of it. Clues from the crowd.
Inquiry, I believe, is what you want to use on them.
Reroll a test made to gather information from a group of people. There's no specific one.
I believe it's the special use for inquiry. Or inquiry.
Sure.
I believe it is. I seem to remember. We don't really use this skill all that often. I know you used it in the start of the campaign.
Sure. Inquiry Fellowship. +10 for the teachings? Maybe?
I'll give you a +20 because you're an adult, a new adult talking to the children, and they're not. They are still children.
I do have an innate -10 though. That's the only issue. So that's only a +10. That was a +1 apparently, and still a failure regardless.
They just kind of look at you a little blankly, and we should really pay attention to our teaching, sir. And they just kind of go back to staring at the book.
So, clues from the crowd. Re-rolling.
Sure.
There we go.
That's better. So, as you ask,
It didn't need a fear point.
As you ask your question, they look up at you, and what were you trying to ask them?
So I'm asking the basics. I start them off easy with the basics. So asking a little bit. Okay. So what were you just learning about there? The saints. The saints. Okay. Nice. Ask them about a few simple prayers, and then not complex prayers, but a few more that they should know at their age that aren't, especially a little bit more ecclesiarchy lined, that aren't. This is a very. It's like it's a scolum.
Yeah.
So they should know a few more advanced prayers than the average school child.
Yeah, and it's a scholam that is receiving government aid, which basically means it's getting aid from the church as well. So.
Yeah, that kind of thing. A little bit of start off nice and easy, prayers, and then build it up.
Basic prayers, they completely understand. The more complicated ones, they do look at each other. Like whichever pair you ask, they kind of look at each other, but they answer correctly. They're not sure, like they were of the basic ones where there was no hesitation whatsoever. But you do get a very strange vibe from the children themselves. Now, unfortunately, most of you haven't said, you come from a big family or you had kids, or Scholams are pretty strict. Like any board, but you'd expect more talking between the kids.
Can I throw one last question at the end?
Sure.
What are some prayers that you've learned that I haven't asked you?
Ooh, that's a nasty one.
They think for a second, and again they look at each other, and but no one asked about the temple prayer. We do that every day. Yeah, that's our last prayer of the day.
Last prayer of the day, huh? The temple prayer.
Yeah, when we all go to the temple at night, do the last prayer, the temple prayer, and then we go off to bed.
Can you? Well, first, the temple being the chapel upstairs, correct?
Kind of look at you a little blankly. In the temple?
Yes, the temple. It's upstairs, correct?
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah,
can you recite to me the prayer?
They kind of look at you a little bit like kids. Imagine if you tried saying to a kid, can you tell me the words to Happy Birthday? There's a little bit like, but everyone knows the words to Happy Birthday.
It's a simple. I shrug my shoulders, and it's just a simple little question. It's much like the previous ones. I asked you about this prayer. I asked you about this prayer, and I just need to double check. Ensure your teachers are doing a very good job. I am very sure they are. Faith is a very strong impact on the growing mind, and I'm here to make sure that you are all okay.
Okay. And they recite the words, just so we're clear. Only just made this up, so it's a bit sketchy. They say, give us your strength as we give your blessing upon to others, as we spread your design to those around us, to strengthen them against the oncoming dangers the universe provides.
Okay. Does that sound off to me? It's not one I would know.
It's certainly one you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It definitely has no smacking. No, there's no like flavour of the ecclesiarchy there. There's no praising the God Emperor. There's no, in his golden light or, with his golden balls or nothing. Which is just
Yeah, it's a little strange.
yes.
And you all... Oh god, I'm sorry, I'm starting to shiver a little bit. It's very fucking cold here. And you all recite this every night, along with the tutors and rigorists and such.
No, not the tutors. No, just the rigorists. Yeah, just the rigorists.
Okay. I thank them and ask them, is there anything they would like to ask me? They don't kind of turn it on its head. Like I said, I'm here to help. Is there anything you need to ask me? Or...
Yeah, why is that one misshapen?
Service to the Emperor requires great dealings and sacrifices and such. It does take the toil in the body. Some become stronger from it, some, while stronger, are hurt. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's one.
Holy mother of baby emperor.
So Winters, just to bring you up to speed, your natural 100 earlier meant that you were looking at your data reels from the cognite, flashing by your eyes, just lost in the data as talk of nonsense was going on. And you didn't notice that the old tutor had gone to walk out the door, and he basically walked straight into you and bounced off of you as you stood there, solid as stone. He made some complaints about how hard you were and how it hurt.
I will completely ignore those complaints because I'm too busy being grumpy.
We figured that's why we covered for you.
We're done with that.
Don't worry, she's lost in prayer. It's fine.
So
the Emperor built her solid as a rock.
you're now back in the main building, and you basically have a little bit of freedom here as Festus has pulled 2 tutors away, and they're currently talking in the corner, and you just have 2 rigorists who are watching you.
I'm currently talking to the children.
You don't come up with anything suspicious, like gases, electrical discharges, or anything like that. However, with 8 degrees of success, I can tell you that all...
9.
Oh, sorry, yes, 10 degrees, but it's +2 for 1. All the rigorists are carrying 2 items that have power cells in them. The tutors have some minor augmetics to them. However, you'd notice these are all things for old age. These are all things to keep a human alive, replacement hearts, replacement livers, things like this. None of it's combat related at all.
I was going to say like a pacemaker, but replacement hearts? Jesus Christ.
I mean, we have them already in prototype form, so
But they wouldn't be like best quality ones. But yeah, they have augmetics to keep them alive. But as you're scanning around, you can't detect anything else. Only that all of these guys have at least 2 power cells on them, or 2 powered items. I suppose you would pick up that there are now a number of electrical signatures that are in the roof along here. As you look up, you can see that, oh, okay. Surveillance. Right. Cool.
Yep.
Appears as
why
if they,
might that be? Oh, why might that be?
Wait.
No.
What's in the roof?
Surveillance
cameras.
Okay.
And it looks
They were there
as if-
before we left.
No, they
No.
and it looks as
There
if
was cameras in the
they're
halls.
new. There were cameras near the temple. No, sorry. But sorry. So the thing is, this map is different to what I described to you before, because I knew last time it wasn't a combat engagement.
Wait, are we fighting?
No, but
Oh.
The
there's a-
possibility of us
there's-
fucking this up and
there's a possibility that there could be combat
Okay.
here. It depends on how you guys played it. So I needed a map. So what I described to you way back when is completely different to the map that we have now.
completely
so-
different.
There are cameras. I believe I said the cameras were in this area, essentially the entry hall. But there weren't cameras anywhere else in the building. Whereas now they do have cameras, 3 of them. Or did I? No, sorry, 4 of them. 1 above this area here, and then 3 along the corridor. But they're not like modern day cameras that are looking all the way around. Each camera is set in a there. This is weird with 40k, but surveillance equipment, kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Think about like 60s video cameras where it's a big old camera that looks in one direction.
There's probably like a 5-minute delay on these.
More than likely.
Yes,
More than
Imperium of Man crosses stars, conquers planets. Video camera, however, nah, that's
Has walking cathedrals.
This is due to the whole, fall of technology, AI, and everything else too.
I know.
You know,
It's
You
odd.
want better cameras, make servitors.
It's odd that they have holographic cameras. You can take a photo and have it printed on a plate that makes it a holographic image, and yet they can't have decent cameras. It is odd, don't get me wrong. One day we might get a standard template construct that gives us decent fucking cameras,
It gives us a DVD.
Also, the thing about I'm now imagining people just getting servitors and sticking them to walls to be cameras.
Yeah.
well, that would also be quite extravagant.
That is genuinely what they
No.
do with servo skulls, and in certain places they will
No,
literally
not servo
fuse-
skulls, but
They will fuse the body of a
Yeah,
servitor
several
into the
scrolls,
wall.
but not servitors.
No,
no.
it depends on.
No.
depends on where
Servitors
it
are
is.
pretty common.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can completely depends on where it is. Like in certain places with the Mechanicus, they will have a servitor that is basically just its torso and head fused into a wall, and that's how they see who's coming to the door and that's how they can communicate back
Open
and
and
forth
close
with them. Yeah.
Automatic
It's
doors might
creepy.
be a servitor melded into the wall.
Although I will give it to you, modern day 40k has kind of moved away from that grim side, which saddens me. But anyway,
We don't talk about this.
so yeah, you've picked up on the weapons array and that there are cameras. There's no other electrical or any vapors that are causing your auger to go awry. And no warp manifestations, because you did also get a 1, so yeah.
I'm gonna think about some more questions to ask these kids.
Yeah, is there anything else you guys want to ask the children? Your current no, I'll give it to you. There's enough eyes around. The rigorists are watching you and the children. Like they are quite clearly now that you've started talking to them. Like they are both peering in your direction.
Anyone? You can also
I
do the-
don't have a question, though. I would like to have a peek at the books they have.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
I was gonna say, if we ask them, is there a book you read this temple prayer from, or is it by memory?
No, we get stories from the book, and then we say our prayer again, the temple prayer, and go to bed.
What kind of stories?
They're just like stories about working together for the greater good of all. To not
Scrutiny,
be
scrutiny.
selfish. Sure, you could scrutinize the child.
I wish to scrutinize the child.
I'm not scrutinizing the child.
Are you lying to me, you tiny little fuck?
He squints, gets closer to within 5 centimeters of the child's face, staring him dead in the eyes. He starts sweating. I think he's lying.
I'm going to crouch down a little bit close to the kids, and I'm going to say, what is your favorite story from the stories you're told?
It would probably be the one about the orphan, because we're orphans. Where the orphan struggles and struggles, and he's raised up by a great power that gives him the ability to help others. And the other kid who's in their pairs like starts shaking their head vehemently, like yeah, that's my favorite one as well.
Oh, a great power. What great power?
They kind of look at each other a bit confused. I don't know.
I'm going to be smiling the entire time. Sorry, what was that?
I don't know. They like both. Yeah, look, they don't know. It's not in the book. The story doesn't
It's
say.
not in the book. It's not
Could
famous.
you show us to the book? I've not heard this story of the orphan.
Well, no, we're not allowed to leave the table. We're meant to be learning now.
We can ask their tutors.
Yeah, as the tutors know, we can take a look around when we get up to the chapel.
Yeah.
Say, I noticed that you're all very young, but do the older kids have different schedules from you?
Well, yeah, the older kids, we learn separately. They put some of us together and then move up as years go on. But most of the older kids left. They got jobs. They're part of majority now.
I'd like to
Well,
just,
well,
while that's happening, I'd like to just go pull Festus to the side and the children mention that there's a book and we want them to show us, but they've said the tutors are keeping them there. See if there's anything we can do, or he can do with a bit more clout than we can as acolytes or adepts or whatever it's called.
Have you got any idea of anything else you questioned? It's going to be easier to question children than the rigorists.
Yeah, that's why I was essentially trying to give Festus a little update off to the side while you guys were questioning to see if we can try and get the kids to show us the over to the book.
No, I
That's more about
believe.
me.
Yeah, I think he's already said that, or they've already said that it's to do with the chapel or the temple, which means they're not going to be able to see it until they get upstairs. If you've got any more questions, I might.
Child guides.
Child, bring us upstairs.
Pretty much.
No.
that was pretty much my idea, because they might know where it's hidden, if it's hidden, or whatever. Plus, it puts the rigorists on the back foot.
If you want, I could go over and try and talk into the rigorists if you want a minute to ask pointed questions rather than, I can distract at least one of the rigorists at the very least.
I mean,
What
go ahead.
I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go over to Festus and put him to the side. I mean, you do what you want, but I was like, this is a good idea, because then we can get a child guide and it puts people on the back foot and everything. Plus, can they really say no to Festus?
So you want Festus to ask if one of the children can guide you to the temple?
Is it essentially more of a children have mentioned they want to show us some of their chapel, and they
Temple.
and we would like them to be our guide, kind of thing.
Very well. Wanders off again. I don't think this is going to work. I say, my good gentleman, I seem to have taken a little bit too much of your times here. So I was wondering if perhaps one of the children could take time out of their day to show me around the other places.
What? You cannot be serious. The children are under a very strictly regimented assignment for each day. No. I will be the one to guide you round and show you the places that you need to see.
Well, what better way? What better way for the children to learn than to be in such close contact with a priest of my lord's caliber?
You clearly do not understand the ideas of education, now do you? Oh, no, clearly not. They will go on to learn calculus and many other usable, trade-worthy skills. We cannot spend all day learning about the God Emperor and his saints, now can we? We are not the Scholam Virginia.
There's a snarky laughter between the two shooters, but Festus kind of goes stone cold.
I'm sure my lord has much more to teach the children than just that. He is well regarded and well spoken and well educated in all matters.
You can attempt to. I believe you're basically trying to charm them. Like, it's the only persuasion skill because there is no persuasion.
I guess charm or deceive. But it's definitely more of a. This is definitely a laying it on thick charm style.
It's like you've got charm and intimidate, and deceive at certain points, but none of them are persuasion, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, silly. But sure, you can try and like I said, charm him, deceive him, or intimidate him. I'll let you have your pick. There are obviously different reactions. However,
See,
there
I'm not-
there is going to be a -20 to it, because they seem fairly dead set in the children are not guiding you round this.
I'm already bad enough.
It's I'll give it to you. They don't seem against them
That's
not
fine.
being tutored. It's just they seem dead set against them wandering around showing you places.
That's fine. It's only a 10%. What can go wrong? We'll re-roll it if it fails. Yeah, I'm going to re-roll that. No, fuck off.
77.
Also,
Have a
I
nose.
also noticed earlier that my Sunniescence was 7 degrees of success on a 7.
Yes.
Less bad.
No,
I think less bad.
sadly,
I just cannot allow it. I'm sorry, not even for the Ministorum.
I see. Well, we will not push the topic any further. And I will not keep you from your studies anymore. I suppose we should carry on with the inspection. So,
I should very much like to see this. I believe they called it a temple. It's not the usual name for
What?
such a chapel.
Did you just... what do you mean, temple? We have a chapel.
I am also going to be scrutinizing everything he says here.
cool.
Yeah, I'm scrutinizing that as well.
I'm scrutinizing that
That is
too.
the entire reason I said that was to scrutiny his reaction.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I was 3 points off it. Yes, Mordecai.
Since I'm speaking to the children, I'm not gonna scrutiny him, but I kind of wanted to.
No, you can if you wish, because it's Festus is kind of, you've heard the tutor attention children, we will begin again.
Perception instead of fellowship, that should have passed.
Jesus fucking Christ, my dice.
So Mordecai, the tutor seems very old and dithered, but he seems very confused, but he's telling the truth. There's no temple here. There's a chapel.
Cheers.
Okay. I'll step forward too and come over towards.
I do apologize. I must have misheard. I have a constant ringing in my ears. Yes, I would like to see this chapel.
Look over at the rigorists after that.
They're currently staring at the tutor, and Mordecai.
I'm
Iscience, please,
Sure.
as well. God damn it! At least I'm wasting high rolls.
I'm going to interpose myself. If I look around and see that he's looking at like the tutor and Mordecai, I'm going to interpose myself for a few seconds and then turn around and look back. See if he's still staring.
I can show you to the chapel, to the God Emperor's grace, of course, this way.
The rigorist is still staring daggers towards the tutor, and then to Mordecai, and back to the tutor.
Is it very obvious he's doing this, or would it be a perception to notice he's doing it?
He's staring daggers, probably obvious.
Yeah.
It is fairly obvious. Yeah, I will give it to you there. He's not really hiding his disgust.
Let's go. You there, rigorist. Why don't you join us? I mean, a scholar and a rigorist together. What better way to get a tour, and to see all of the best parts. See how these children are really learning.
I am not here to give tours, sir. I am here to babysit and watch the children.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There's probably
we are-
more of them up there anyway.
We are children we are all children in the God Emperor's eyes. But very well.
In our eyes, there are only these children. Please have the tutor attend you. You'll find others, the rigorists within the building. Be sure of that.
Well, I thank you for your candor. Follow the scholar.
So, the scholar, fortunately, this is where the world of imagination will have to come in. Because this map doesn't actually have a temple. Sorry, no, it has a temple. It does not have a chapel. So you're led out of this area, and off, basically, this part of the map. You go out here.
Before leaving,
Sure.
could I ask one final thing to the kids? What is
Only
the
if it's
age of
really quick, because the tutors
what is
kind of
the
started.
age? Yeah, what is the age of the oldest kid among you? Oh, in the disco.
That would be that many of that many. 15? Yeah, 15 I think is the youngest kid in the
Youngest?
Yes. Sorry, oldest.
And do kids after 15 leave this column?
Not normally. There's a whoosh sound as the rigorist over here strikes the. Ooh, I was on measuring tape. Not the rigorist here strikes the table and glares at you. The professor is teaching.
I'm just gonna look at the rigorist. Have a nice evening, children.
They don't answer you. They just go back to their book and start following, with their eyes, what the tutor is saying. So,
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if I can do this, but I want to do a science check to see if I can locate a specific type of soul. Let's put it like that. Is that something possible?
I mean, it can be used to detect like that.
Technically, you can, but you would have needed to have done a lot of special shit beforehand. For example, if you give an ally a Wraithbone pendant and you attune your power to that Wraithbone pendant, you can pick them out of a hive city. You can immediately go astral and go, there they are, they're on this, because you're attuned with the Wraithbone and you know what their soul looks like. You can do that on a minor scale without the Wraithbone, but that means you have to actually sit down with the person and be like, right, I need to just astrally look at this person's soul, study it, and learn it. Because souls aren't, as far as like 40k go, there's a lot of them, and they're not all 100% unique, if that makes sense. Like manufactorum workers, kind of, the drudgery of work has kind of tainted their souls all the same.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's fine.
So
That's fine.
what
I
are
was
you
just asking.
trying to do?
Yeah.
What I
Gotta
was
get
thinking
all
of doing
religious fundamentalism on him.
was trying to find the girl that was here that I knew. I forgot her name.
Right, you need
Yeah,
to
not
pass.
that
You
important.
need to pass a bloody perception test then.
Perception or psychics?
No perception. You
Oh,
just,
she's in this room?
you just
Oh,
need to
God damn
pass
it.
a fucking perception test.
Okay, hold up.
I was, yeah. Actually, I won't say it. I'll say after. After.
You're waiting for us to ask that, but no.
So you are currently looking for a small girl named Mandy. May. Sorry, May. Looks up to Tiffany.
Mandy was the one who's
MIA
dead.
on the 026 998 M41.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you didn't check her soul. You met her like once or twice.
It's because I remember seeing her last time I was here. I was just going to try to find her later. Yeah, I don't see it.
Sadly,
I'm
you
technically blind.
look around, but yes, you are blind, dear. So we're going to Never Never Land. You're going off in this direction. Wow, that took a long time for the Sumakun to show it. There's a door over here. You are led out, and this is where there's another set of bathrooms. You go out a bit further, and that's where you come to the chapel. And as you go in there, you can see it's all well cleaned, maintained. Nothing is dusty or off. Winters goes further and further into a corner.
Did we go up the stairs?
No, you're going. There's a door through here.
Behind it.
So yeah, there's another part of the
Right.
building over here.
Okay.
So
I'm whispering or muttering that the children said the temple was upstairs.
are you saying this at the rigorist, so that the tutor? can
No,
hear?
I'm saying this to the group just in case they didn't hear that bit.
Yeah.
Also, the temple we went to last time was upstairs.
Yes, and that has not
Yeah.
changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I tried to see if the scholars knew, and that just essentially revealed that it was the rigorists to me that knew, but they didn't.
They probably do. They might know, but they just.
Can I scrutinize our guide?
We already
Sure.
did that.
I mean, at the moment, he's walking along and he's telling Festus about when the chapel was built, what ecclesiarchal apartment came by. What priest from what church came down and actually sanctified it and did the blessings so that the God Emperor can see it and all that religious nonsense. And yeah, as you come in, you can see that there are the traditional pews, and it looks like a chapel designed to deal with a smaller number. It doesn't really look big enough, honestly, but then it is regimented, so you can see like, okay, yeah, if this was for an army barracks with the same number of people, it would be too small. But where it's for these children and they can all come, like 10 to. So basically, I think the ecclesiarchal church is a little bit like it's a little bit like I believe Islam, in the fact that there are you have to pray like in the morning, in the afternoon, in the late afternoon, evening. Like there are.
It's a mixture of a lot of religions. I think it's like a Catholic church with Orthodox layout, Islamic kind of prayer schedule and such like that.
It really is. It takes a bit from everything. So you can see how if each session was like 10 minutes and then you have 5 minutes, you can see how they could all get in here. But yeah, is a little bit on the smaller side to what you would imagine. And it looks old. It looks like it was built with the building. I mean, Festus goes in and he'll talk to the tutor for a while. Out of the way, there are 2 rigorists in the corridor that leads up to the chapel. They're not actually in the chapel though. So if you go into the chapel and shut the doors, you are basically in a little excluded group.
Can I look around and see if this place looks well maintained while Festus is speaking to this dude?
Yes, sure. I mean, I can literally tell you, it looks like it has been scrubbed clean recently.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a surprise inspection when they get told about it isn't really a surprise inspection. So yeah, it's as you would imagine a school does when they know they're about to get inspected. Like all of a sudden the dumbass kids get fucked off. It's like, oh no, go away. Go away somewhere. You're suspended for a week. Fuck off. We're taking you on a school trip. So yeah, there's some talking that goes on between Festus and the tutor. If you guys want to have a private conversation now, I'll tell you this is probably the best point to do it. I'm guessing, looking at the time, we're going to have to end off fairly soonish.
I'm gonna have to leave soon. Yeah.
So
yeah, pretty much.
next
now-ish
time,
anyway.
there's going to be, you're going to meet the guy who runs the Skolam, and you'll have a moment to go through books. So that will be next week, but yeah, you have a moment to chat if you need it.
Probably just be a mention of this is definitely not temple. We need to annoy the rigorists because they're the ones that know.
No. We're badgering the shit out of the teacher. Is there rigorists nearby, by the way?
No, they're outside in the corridor. And
so we're
doors are
badgering the
shut.
teacher.
It's time to mindfuck the living shit out of him.
Also,
Essentially going like the children said it was upstairs. This isn't upstairs.
hang on.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Winters, is there any chance you could scan for bugs?
There is indeed, though. I don't know if this noticed where I am on the map.
So technically, you're in Never Never Land at the moment because everyone's going to the temple. To the chapel. So yeah, everyone's gone off there. I did see on the map that you moved into the corner there. But for now, you are with the group. Because yeah, we're in Never Never.
I'll check for bugs.
With 5 degrees of success, you beat 3 degrees of concealment. There are 4 bugs in this room. You can tell that they are listening devices. One by the front podium, one by the door, and one in the middle. And they are active.
They're not active.
No, they are active.
They are active, okay.
I'll just mention a 4 towards Darius and tap where my ear is.
Okay. With a nod and nodding to the rest of the group and trying to subtly mouth it to them so the teacher doesn't see.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's already distracted with
Festus.
Yeah.
Festus.
And you can, like, over the microbead, it's basically sub-vocalizing. You're just barely whispering it, and it will go into Festus's ear. But okay then, well, fuck you all then. The one time he's like, yeah, Darius, I'm like, yeah, it's all safe. You can talk in this room. It's fine. It's fine.
I remember what
bugs.
happened.
Yeah, well, that, like,
You don't remember the time I scoured the fucking rogue trader's room found each and every one of the bugs, even though they're inactive, and pulled them out regardless.
Yes, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was never going to turn them on you. But yeah, sadly.
Are you sure about that?
No, he's too much in the Inquisitor's pocket. Well, not in the... He's basically a rogue trader who loves the Inquisition. Like, he's read fantasy stories about them and thought that was their real job. And he's like, yeah, I want to help. I want to be in with them. This sounds amazing, like an adventure. And soon
That
he's
is
going to be
awesome.
like, this was a bad idea. But anyway, seeing as there's not going to be any chat because they're not going to give my enemies any information, I guess this is where we'll have to end off the episode. So, certainly hope you've all enjoyed this show and are looking forward to the future ones to come, where interesting things will start to happen. Oh yeah, glorious. Yes, thank you all so much for watching. Do remember there is a Thursday show as well. We'll be diving into Rogue Trader yet again, where more interesting things are happening. So yes, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.